Grand Rise in Israel, Shalom. Blessings to all. Coming to y'all today. Sharing with y'all. Hey, I got a lot on my mind. Let me just say, with my little towel right here. We got our work cut out for us, Israel. I actually started recording this sharing with y'all, and then I had to delete it because I had to collect myself, figure out how I'm gonna present this. Okay, I'm gonna address some things as far as how I be coming at y'all, sharing with y'all about the sermon for the most part, and it's a little humid out here, man. I'm on my way to Florida. But anyway, nevertheless, about the sermon, okay? That's what I'm sharing with y'all today. I've been watching our brothers, I pay attention to everything going on around us, around me, pertaining to Israel, us. And check it out. This shit is so heavy. Okay, we got brothers out here like Rap the News, he putting them on blast. The camps out here, idol worship, a lesser God, Yahawashi. Others know him as Jesus, a savior other than the Most High. You must go through Jesus or Yahawashi to get to the Most High, the Christian doctrine. Rap the News brings it out, exposes it. There's a lie. He Edom, right? So, I'm paying attention to all walks of Israel being woke, and I'm noticing not one man has all truth. So, I'm watching these brothers. I forgot the name of them. Some Jacob. It's a camp. They're promoting this Yahawashi. Just watching them for the first time to see what kind of material, what kind of works they got. Okay. They were doing some street preaching, right? I'm gonna share these videos with y'all. I'm gonna give you a rundown of what you're about to see and a narrative for what you to understand, because you already know it if you've been watching here or familiar with the stage we at in understanding. So we believe. So they're doing street preaching, and this black woman and this white lady walk up. The black woman says to them, she just cried. She cried. She said, "Oh my God, are you guys black Israelites?" She's saying this being with her white friend. And he said, "There's nothing black about us. We're the Israelites, He said, so he's trying to tell her to come speak her mind. So she's, "Oh my God, this is so ironic. I just did a paper on y'all." She's doing a paper in her college course in life. And basically, I'm going to share the video, a portion of it, so you can see how this all went, but I want you to pay attention. She basically did a paper about herself, or Israelites, not knowing that she's one or not wanting to be one of them. She professed to be a Christian while she was approaching them. Then she started going into attacking them and saying God created all people, this and that. Meanwhile, the white woman with her ain't saying anything. See, that's the thing about people of this world, are people following the heathen. You might even have white friends or them amongst you. While we so busy, our people lost, attacking our people with this truth, as them brothers is bringing out, even though they had Yahawashi in their mouth. Nothing they brought out of the scriptures she could debate, but all she kept trying to do was pacify the way to make her friend feel comfortable about her following them. It was just crazy how this whole thing was played out. But then I said, damn, they really chopping her up. The white girl gotta know she sound like a fool, but she ain't saying nothing. She letting her, like a hyena, loose on her own people. And it brought me into the thought about Rap the News. The brother doing a good job, I think, but we don't understand fully the power of the Most High and his sense of humor. Okay, check this out. You ever seen our people in the hood walking through with a Rottweiler or a pit on a chain, on a leash? The dog he ain't pet friendly or nothing like that. He's not a pet. He's ready to match. He's for scratching. That's a fighter. He was bred for that. Not all pits. I'm saying particular people do this with those animals. The Most High. This is why this is just my interpretation of it. This is why Rap the News can't get through to the camps. They can't hear. Even though he attacking their pages, attacking them, leaving comments and everything, they can't hear. These people, these camps are like the Most High's pits. They attacking these wannabe heathens, our people. These heathens, the Gentiles, the Edomites, the evil of this world, exposing, using their own fake God, Jesus, alone for the ride. Do you see what I'm saying? So no matter what Rap the News do, these pits ain't gonna listen. They out there seeking them. They on the front line of street preaching. So I'm gonna share the video so you can see the level that I'm saying that you had to be able to cipher this whole thing, like to watch it, like, man, they were cutting her up. And she was so prideful trying to defend this unity that she ain't never been a part of. Since Black Wall Street, slavery, and up into Breonna Taylor and George Floyd, witnessing your own people getting slaughtered and them being quiet, but they can speak up when people are killing dogs, pets. They can stop that and bring a bill to stop that, but it was just crazy, man. And then, oh my God, like I said, we got our work cut out for us. And let me say this. I've said this before. We all have to understand, we all got our own walk, a testimony, and things to overcome. I'm over here getting loaded. They haven't called me. They're probably going. I'm gonna keep talking until they call me. But I'm trying to put this all on this footage together. So as I'm watching that, right, and trying to figure out how I'm gonna word this so y'all can see it for yourself. Like, these are our people are being, the Most High is using all angles. Man, we getting hit with all ways, man. Like I say, no one man has all the truth. So there's gonna be people that we even revere that are gonna fall or fell short. And let me say this by saying that. I'm watching the brother Yahki's video. You know, the guy that I shared with y'all about the dietary, and he's bringing a lesson so meaningful, bad, into the dietary, right? And he goes into the scriptures and he's showing you something. I mean, you got to see this. And then as he's showing it, him and his buddy start speaking on Yahawashi, right? And then they start speaking about the decade and a half they've been in this truth, revering themselves, right? Giving praise to the Most High, but revering themselves for being in this walk for 16 years, etc. And that's why I say, no one man has all truth, and we're all going to fall short, and we got time to correct it, but I'm seeing where we all fell it. And as I'm watching him, bring out. Speaking on that, I'm not looking for his errors, but I'm seeing it. It's obvious that he don't know that there's no Savior other than the Most High, him and his brother. But like I said, the information they're bringing forth out of the scriptures pertaining to the dietary is impeccable. The same way I share with y'all about GOC bringing forth the calendar, impeccable, but yet they honor the Yahawashi. Let me throw me in the gumbo pot from what Yahki shared, showing this dietary. I'm saying, man, I'm pretty much fucked until I can get it right. The same way these brothers need to go and correct their understanding about the Most High and His Son as a Savior, which is not true. I got to go back and correct my diet pertaining to what we've been taught. And I'm going to share that with you as you can see it yourself. The same way they got to correct that understanding from what the scriptures say, I'm in total error. A lot of us in ignorance. And that's what I'm just saying. The same way them brothers came here, I'm so grateful that what Yahki brought forth, I was able to hear. And I'm going to show you. So if you can hear, you can see it, you can hear it, you know it. And they're speaking to people calling in, and people are getting mad. And he said, look, if you get mad at this, you need to get mad at the prophets and the priests and the Most High and you and your pride. And I'm listening to them tell these people that, and it's very true. If you get upset at this, that's what you are. If you're not going to be mad at the prophets, the priests, and the Most High. And I'm saying to myself, damn, are they listening to themselves? Okay, so if somebody try to correct them about the understanding about the Most High not having a son as a Savior, see, we got to be able to take that same stick we swinging with. We got to be willing to take a blow. And that's what I'm saying. I'm never professing to be no teacher, no preacher. I'm acting as a conduit to let y'all see where I'm not trying to point out flaws. I'm pointing out stuff that is benefiting us to understand. If I can see it, you should be able to see it. The same with me. If anything, I'm erring at with investigation or understanding and showing me I'm willing to correct. As I said, I'm pretty much fucked right now because pertaining to the diet, this is the one thing I ain't saying I can't let it go. This is the one thing, I just finished the goddamn Panda Express, man. You understand what I'm saying? I just finished eating Panda Express. Chicken. And this isn't to say, man, look, let me quit talking. The kingdom to come is well deserved. It's a blessing from the Most High. There's nobody, the man that creates, the God that creates and destroys, did all this with perfection. Everything you see around you, He allowed it. So He's offering the kingdom to come. So anything that we and are proud about here, if we can't find a way to accustom ourselves to letting it go, this is as good as it gets for all of us, many of us, and even those we revere. Like I said, I shared with y'all in the last video about GOCC. That's how I came into this truth. And I highly revere these brothers because their knowledge of detailing the scriptures and telling the story. That's the thing that got me intrigued and made sense of things. But to see that they won't let go of this Yahawashi, I said, wait a second. That's where they err at. So they can't lead. But the only thing they can do is share and teach. From my understanding, that's how I take what they have. Share and teach teachable stuff. I'm not going to look to them as, okay, when they make a call for us to go here or some kind of signs. I'm not listening to that from them, you know, or anybody. We're going to have to, I'm going to have to wait on a sign from the Most High. But before I even get to that stage, I got an issue at hand right now. So let me share some of that and let y'all see what I'm talking about. I'm gonna start with the pit bull and hyena explanation as far as our people. There's levels to this shit, and it ain't stopping. It ain't stopping. The Most High is not playing with us. This is not a cakewalk. You ain't about to just understand that the Bible is not about religion. Where it's looking right now, this is a fundamental understanding. This book is not about religion at all. It's about a God, His power, and His people. In this Bible, they give you two testaments. The original and the new. The original testament is the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the Creator. The only God that's ever created and destroyed. Excuse me. The New Testament is where they give you a new God, Jesus, or Yahawashi, who hasn't created and destroyed and saved shit. That's where your deception is at. So, furthermore, that's a good foundation for getting an understanding about this book. It has nothing to do with religion at all. So, I'm going to break that back out. But I want to get into this. So, like I said, our people are like these camps. They're like the hyenas for us. Brother Rap, if you're watching this, this is my interpretation, understanding why they can't hear you. But nevertheless, stay on the gas on their ass. They still gonna do what they gotta do. I'm seeing it. So let me show you how it effectively worked with this lady defending her oppressor's daughter. And this, watching this clock. Straight to it. Because like I said, I apologize for that. Now, as you're going to see, these brothers are heavy into the New Testament. Nevertheless, whatever floats your boat. Sick 'em, boy. Sick 'em.
God forbid, for I am also an Israelite of the seed of Abraham.
said, why?
Bring it out. What does it say? What does it say about me? What does it say about Asia? What does it say about the Israelites?
Answer my question.
That's the book of Genesis, chapter 25, verse 21. And Isaac entreated the Lord for his wife because she was barren, and the Lord was entreated of him, and Rebekah his wife conceived. And the children struggled together within her, and she said, if it be so, why am I thus? And she went to inquire of the Lord. And the Lord said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb, 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels, and the one people shall be stronger than the other people, and the elders shall serve the younger. You want me to keep going? Verse 24. And when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, they were twins in her womb. And the first came out red. The first came out what? And the first came out red. The first came out what? And the first came out red. No, they are red. They are red. And the first came out red all over like a hairy garment. And they were saying they saw.
Races on this earth that turn a different color.
I don't know about turning different colors.
So why is it a black and white thing? What about the other races?
Give me Amos chapter 3 verse 1. What? God, this is Roman. This is Amos chapter 3 verse 1.
Bring it out.
Hear this word that the Lord has spoken against you, O children of Israel, against the whole family which I brought up from the land of Egypt, saying, you only have I known of all the families of the earth. Now hold on. Hey, can somebody answer this question? Can somebody answer this question? According to the Bible, who was in the land of Egypt? What people was in Egypt? Was it white people? Are they the ones in captivity in Egypt? Huh? You said change.
Why are you here?
What do you mean?
Why are you here? Why are you here?
And 20 to the law and to the testimony. If they speak not
She really
according to
offended
this word,
for them.
it's because there is no light in them. If they speak not according to this word, there is no light in them. So he said, if they speak not according to this word, it ain't no light in them. Right? She asked me, why am I here? Right? Hey, give me Amos again, brother. Give me, yeah. And the first came out red all over like a hairy garment. And they were saying they saw.
Races on this earth that turn a different color.
I don't know about turning different colors.
So why is it a black and white thing? What about the other races?
Give me Amos chapter 3 verse 1. What? God, this is Roman. This is Amos chapter 3 verse 1.
Bring it out.
Hear this word that the Lord has spoken against you, O children of Israel, against the whole family which I brought up from the land of Egypt, saying, you only have I known of all the families of the earth. Now hold on. Hey, can somebody answer this question? Can somebody answer this question? According to the Bible, who was in the land of Egypt? What people was in Egypt? Was it white people? Are they the ones in captivity in Egypt? Huh? You said change.
Why are you here? Why are you here? Why are you here?
And 20 to the law and to the testimony. If they speak not according to this word, it's because there is no light in them. If they speak not according to this word, there is no light in them. So he said, if they speak not according to this word, there ain't no light in them. Right? She asked me, why am I here? Right? Hey, give me Amos again, brother. Give me, yeah.
What's the purpose of the organization?
This is
Why
Amos.
can't you guys speak for yourselves? Why is he the leader?
Amos chapter 3 verse 1.
Why is he the leader?
Spoken against you, O children of Israel, against the whole family which I brought up from the land of Egypt, saying, you only have I known of all the families of the earth. Therefore I will punish you for all your iniquity. So is God a liar? Is God a liar? I just read it. Hey, listen. What's this?
The word of God is supposed
I'm saying, Israel? I'm gonna share this with y'all. I'll be saying I'm gonna put stuff in the link. And hold on for a second. Have to check. I'll be touching the screen and then push stop on this camera so quick. But do you see what I'm saying? This is the Most High's pit bulls. They were sick on her. her friend, her white friend, was in the background, quiet on her phone. She ain't saying nothing. You know, that should be a moment where they should sit down and say, she should say to her white friend, well, you know, the history of your people do line up with this. What do you think about it? Instead of attacking these pit bulls. They're the hyena ass, tearing her apart. But it is funny, as I watch that, seeing all this is the power of the Most High. You understand what I'm saying? This, we ain't getting no breaks. And like I say, coming to this understanding with the dietary and everything. We all got issues, and some in ignorance. That's something of the pride dealing with her. Excuse me. Soy sauce. We got it cut out for us, y'all. We got it cut out for us. So I'm looking at my clock. They might be on lunch. That's might be what the error is, that they ain't got me loaded yet. So I'm gonna try to rush this and just check this out. Give y'all more. I'm gonna try to consolidate all this material. And if I don't get around, because I'm trying to get moving, I'm trying to get to Florida. If I don't, in the production of this, put these videos in the comments. By the time I do upload it, I'll forget about it. Leave a message and I'll attach it in the comment. Terrell, brother, Trey, I didn't forget about the shirt. The shirt information. I just didn't get a chance to Google it because it's an easy name of this place. It's really generic, and I keep forgetting when I go to my search what it is. So I had to call somebody, and they were supposed to text it to me. They didn't text me the name of the shirt place, and I didn't follow up with them. So that's what the hold up is. But I'm not ignoring your information on wanting the shirt information. I'm gonna get it to you. I promise. Just bear with me. So this is another thing that's going on. Check this out. As if we ain't got enough damn problems.
For Amerikkkan, Moderna applying for full FDA approval, even though cases are dropping in several states. There is some new concern heading into summer. Stephanie Ramos joined us with more. Good morning, Stephanie.
Michael, good morning. It may take several months before the Moderna vaccine is fully backed by the FDA, but as vaccination rates plateau in parts of the country and downright drop in others, doctors hope getting full authorization from the FDA will add one more level of confidence in the COVID vaccine. This morning, Moderna filing for complete FDA approval of its COVID-19 vaccine. Currently, it's only authorized for emergency use in the U.S. Moderna is now the second drug company to seek full FDA approval, with Pfizer submitting data in early May.
There's been a lot of misinformation about vaccines that has left people confused about how good and how safe these vaccines are. I do think getting full authorization from the FDA will add one more level of confidence in some people.
This full authorization process will look at safety and effectiveness data, and it could take months to approve. Full FDA approval allows the companies to sell the vaccines after the pandemic ends, but it also makes it easier for places like schools to require vaccinations. According to a recent poll, more than 1/3 of unvaccinated adults in the U.S. say they'd be more likely to get a vaccine if the shot was fully FDA backed. And vaccination rates are low in Mississippi, Alabama, and Louisiana. Experts fear those states could see an uptick in cases. Now they're offering up incentives so people get the shot. West Virginia announcing its vaccine incentives will include scholarships, cash, and other prizes, including guns.
We're going to give 5 custom hunting rifles
and 5 custom hunting shotguns away on Father's Day.
The White House partnering with Anheuser-Busch to give away free beer once the country is 70% vaccinated.
I'm a little bit more worried about the South, where last year, right around this time, we saw a spike in cases as the weather got hotter, people spend more time indoors. And unfortunately, because of low vaccination rates in the South, you have a lot more people vulnerable.
Some parts of the country are making a comeback. Here in New York City, just over a year ago, it was the epicenter of the COVID pandemic. But now, New York City is seeing 0 new daily COVID deaths, and the positivity rate has dropped to the lowest it's been since the start of the pandemic. George?
That is good news. Okay, Stephanie, thanks very much.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks.
Free beer. Shit. Free tacos coming. They getting a lot of free shit. Them Republicans don't like getting out no free shit. Boy, I tell you. Like I said, the Most High for the kingdom to come, the application, it's a lot that's required. And the one thing I'm seeing now is you have to have discernment. Common sense and discernment. Just like looking at a policeman of this world, of this kingdom. I understand for a cop to be identified as a good cop, you have to have common sense and discretion. You have to know how to apply that. So, from applying to the kingdom, you're going to have discernment and common sense. And I'm saying that, showing you this with Yahki. Common sense as he's bringing these scriptures forward, and discernment. As far as anything else that I can't even say anything else. You already know what it is.
What's up with Facebook? I'm still off of Facebook. I guess they still got me in Facebook jail, but you know we ain't tripping. Now come on.
Go into it. Speaking of that, I'm in Facebook jail too.
Ancient text and all that to where we can go ahead and bang. And guess what happened? It ended up verifying everything that this brother was saying from a scientific point of view. Because with us being that we Nazarenes or, Israelites, but from the ancient sect of Nazareth, the Nazarene sect, you know what I mean? When you get into it and you study and you research, what you're going to find out is Messiah totally against the sacrifices of the slaughterhouse that went down in the temple. Him, his brother, his family, his mama, his cousin John the Baptist, his disciples after them, they were totally against consumption of flesh, sacrifices, and all that. Now trip off that. And now most of us who claim that we in the Hebrew faith and believe in Messiah, guess what? We already know that what his death represents some type of sacrifice, right? Sacrifice, and you ain't sacrificing no more anyway.
Facts.
You know what I mean? So if you ain't sacrificing and there ain't no type of temple, then what? There's only one reason why you look at some type of animal. Most of y'all don't even kill your own flesh. But if you was to go hunting to kill your own flesh, only one reason you would do that, because you want to do it. Because you feel you got the right to go ahead and lay something down to go ahead and satisfy that palate of that tongue.
Facts.
You know what I mean? So once we ended up getting all that, so I remember it was a Shabbat. It was out of town, right?
Yep. I was in San Francisco.
Yeah, I was sitting out in my truck. You know what I mean? I sent you some scriptures in Deuteronomy. I said, bro, tell me what you see. You know what I mean? You hit me back. My one bro, shout out to Nehemiah, he was teaching that day. I was outside in the truck. You know what I mean? I was like, bro, I got some stuff I need to send you. So you end up calling me. Remember? And we get to chopping it up, and I'm like, look, bro, we got some stuff that goes back that's ancient. You know what I mean? Even before I authorized, canonized Constantine Bible, that they decided to let into the Bible, and what wasn't allowed in the Bible. Bro, it's some ancient testimonies, and there's a lot of it that we got out there. You know what I mean? Validating everything that you've been saying.
Facts.
You know what I mean? And that's what we needed. You know what I mean? We needed to, I mean, I was like I say, everybody ain't gonna receive scientific data, even though it's right in front of your face and it's proven that, look, you need to stop eating it. You know what I mean? We as your brothers gonna tell you, look, we Nazarenes. We follow Yahawashi of Nazareth, Jesus Christ of Nazareth, you understand? Nazarenes stuck to a strict code. There is no flesh in your mouth. There is no strong drink. There is no smoking, no weed, and none of that. These vessels are holy. These vessels are pure. You understand?
Oh man, hold on. Look, let's get to it. Let's show.
Yeah.
So look, what we gonna do is we gonna share the screen and we just gonna go through some scriptures with y'all out of the Bible. You know what I'm saying? We not even finna teach outside the Bible, because I know the Hebrews. When you're bringing another doctrine.
Yeah,
you're coming from another book. We finna show conflict between the prophet and the laws within the Bible.
Yeah.
Because look, the prophets didn't believe in eating meat. The prophets did not believe in that. So the whole thing is, if the prophet are teaching against sacrifice and teaching against meat eating, then why is it in the law? We have conflict here. It's a conflict of interest. Something is not right here. So let's get straight to it.
And then if I can say one more thing too, also most, see, look, again, I've been in Israel 16, 17 years, so I know most of our brothers and sisters, your studies ain't went that deep. Not this deep, you know what I mean? And I'm gonna give you an example. Most have not even read the beginning of the King James Bible. The message from the translators to the readers.
Facts.
If you ain't even read that, then you know what I mean? Look, your research ain't even went as deep.
Facts.
To understand what it is. Y'all, this is all I love. This ain't bragging, this ain't boasting, but this is truth. So what we gonna deal with, we gonna show the prophets having a conflict with what we receive and perceive as what we call, you know what I mean, sacrificial or priestly laws. And y'all, if we didn't bring this out, the conflict is still there.
Facts.
It ain't like, look, we about to make something up. No, it's in your Bible. Go grab it, let's open it up, and let's read it. You know what I mean? You understand what I'm saying? And again, Father, Yahweh is about life, preserving life. You know what I mean? Maintaining life and living life abundantly and thriving. You dig? So I know a lot of people won't be mad, but that's because you got blood in your mouth. That's all it is, you know what I mean? And look, we here, you understand, to bring this forth. Now, if you can debunk and say, okay, well, Jeremiah wasn't in conflict, or Isaiah wasn't in conflict, well, we can do that live, or we can do it off camera, however y'all want to do it. But we're going to bring this out, because this is in there regardless if you like it or not.
And if anybody got any type of issue and disagreement, we ain't hiding. The phone line is on the screen. We will allow the phone lines to be open, and you can call in and present your reasoning and present your reason why you don't believe this. But this is clear cut. We wouldn't even went live and brought this to the people if it wasn't airproof tight. So let's get straight to it.
And I know bros got a question about the fish. What about the loaves and the fish? And what about when you ate the fish? Look, it's understandable. We know you got the questions. You know what I mean? That's why what we got. We got phone lines open. Y'all, we got ancient texts that disagree with what you perceive and receive as scripture. And we got inside the scripture of that they're conflicted.
Yep.
So where we at now? Let me know when you want me to read, brother.
All right, go ahead. You can start now.
All right, the book of Jeremiah, chapter 7, starting verse 20.
Yep.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 7, verse 20. Therefore, thus saith Yahweh, El Elyon, behold, mine anger and my fury shall be poured out upon this place, upon man, and upon beasts, and upon the trees of the field, and upon the fruit of the ground. And it shall burn, it shall not be quenched. Verse 21. Thus saith Yahweh Zebaoth, the power of Israel, put your burnt offerings unto your sacrifices, and eat flesh.
So we see here, look, Yahweh is being sarcastic when he's giving Jeremiah the words and the vision. So Jeremiah will say, look, thus says Yahweh Zebaoth, or Yahweh of the heavenly hosts, the God of Israel, put forth your burnt offerings unto your sacrifices and eat flesh. Showing you he's being sarcastic. This is how you know he's being sarcastic, right? Let's read the next verse.
About this before we even get to the next verse, if you know it, but look, according to the law, burnt offering, you understand, man never ate the flesh of the burnt offering.
Facts.
It was wholly consumed. Facts. On the altar, right? Facts. Right, Leviticus chapter 1 through chapter 7. So that's right there. If you got knowledge of the altar of burnt offering, or the offering of burnt offering, you know that what? Yeah. That he's got to be being sarcastic, because the priests never ate the burnt offerings. They were wholly consumed. Yeah. And eat flesh. Verse 22. For I spake not, for I spake not unto your fathers, nor commanded them in the day that I brought them out of the land of Egypt concerning burnt offerings or sacrifices.
So check this out. He's being sarcastic. Yahweh said, look, you know, put on your burnt offerings into your sacrifice and eat flesh. He's being sarcastic. You already know that nobody, not even the priest, ate the burnt offerings. It was wholly consumed on the fire. Well, so-called wholly consumed on the fire, right? And then it says, for I spake not unto your fathers. I didn't tell you to do that, nor did I command them in the day that I brought you out of the land of Mizraim, which is Egypt, concerning burnt offerings and sacrifices. So my first question is, if Yahweh did not command nor speak unto the fathers of Israel, your forefathers, coming up out of the land of Egypt, to have burnt offerings and sacrifices and eating of flesh? If he did not command or tell Israel then who told him that then? Who told him that then? That's my first question. Who told him that? Now check out. He said, look, I didn't tell you that. I didn't command you for sacrifices. I didn't command you with burnt offerings. I didn't command you with eating flesh. Now look, verse 23.
Verse 23, but this thing I commanded them, saying, obey my voice, and I will be your mighty one, and you shall be my people, and walk in all the ways that I have commanded you, that it may be well unto you.
You see that? So I'm like, dang, hold on. I'm like, dang, come on, man. So I'm reading this and I'm like, hold on. Jeremiah had a problem with Israel and with the priests sacrificing and eating meat. And he say it right here, because if you go to Leviticus chapter 1, if you go to Leviticus chapter 7, you see sacrifice and offerings being made day and night throughout the temple, and you see the people eating of the flesh that they sacrifice. But then you got the prophet Jeremiah, he's sitting here right now and saying, look, Yahweh did not tell y'all or command y'all fathers to be doing sacrificing nor eating of their flesh. So the whole question is, who told y'all that?
Right, and for Watchman 144, what you mean being sarcastic? For one, go get the understanding of the law of the burnt offering that supposedly was given in Leviticus chapter 1 through chapter 7. Find out where the priests ate the flesh of the burnt offering. They didn't eat it. It was wholly consumed. That's why by proper deduction, that's why we're saying he's being sarcastic. And the next verse said what? For I commanded not your forefathers. I commanded not your forefathers concerning burnt offerings and sacrifices. Verse 22, for I spake not unto your fathers, nor commanded them in the day that I brought them out of the land of Egypt concerning burnt offerings or sacrifices. The Most High want us to obey. I'd rather have obedience than sacrifice.
Sacrifice. Right? And if you actually read it in its concluded text, it says, I want obedience and not sacrifice.
That's right.
That's what it truly says.
That's what it's about.
So we finna get to it. Now look, check this out. So look, this is from the King James Version Bible, and the reason why I want to speak about this, because if you go read the prefix of the King James Version Bible, it'll tell you in that in itself to test them and everything that they brought forth.
That's right.
It's not 100% accurate.
The translator said it. The translator said it to you. If you get your 1611 King James Bible, read the front of it. The message from the translators to the readers. They told you to try them, test their work, for they were in no shape, form, or fashion under the impression that they were giving you something that was flawless. You understand? And look, it was over 8 other English translations by the time the 1611 King James Bible was even translated. Facts.
Facts. Nothing but facts. Now check this out, and I want to show you some misconceptions in the scripture. I'm gonna pull it up on the screen. For instance, when you get into Solomon and it talks about his horses and his horse houses in 2 different scriptures talking about the same Solomon and talking about the same horses and same houses, it was a different number of houses in 2 scriptures and it was a different number of horses. You in Genesis chapter 1, from Genesis chapter 2. In Genesis chapter 1, you have the fowl coming from the water. We'll read that too. In Genesis chapter 2, you got the fowl coming from the ground.
So which one is it?
So which one it is? So look, we're going to see inconsistency in the King James Version Bible. All right, so we not even finna play that game. Now check this out. So this is your King James Version Bible, right?
Jeremiah 7, 21 through 24.
Right? Now look, check this out. This is the Peshitta. Right?
You want to take that out?
Yeah, let me get down on that.
Yeah, so y'all can see what we talking about here. All right. Now I mean, you researched and went deep enough to understand that the King James Bible is not the oldest Bible that we have. You know what I mean? They got Tinsdale, Geneva Bibles. Like, it was all type of Bibles, right? This right here is the Peshitta. The Peshitta, one of the oldest Aramaic Hebrew versions of the Bible in existence. You know what I mean? There's a Bible that was translated before the King James Bible. Now we about to go into Jeremiah 7, verse 21 through 24, like we just read in the King James, and let's see if it says the very same thing. This was around before that. This was around before you got your King James Bible and the Masoretic text and all that. You understand? So that's what I'm saying. It's like, look, we are not novices in this. We understand. You understand? We've been teaching for over a decade.
Yeah.
Well over a decade, you understand? But at what point does your research go deeper and deeper? You understand? Because the truth never changes. What changes is your consciousness and your awareness of what the truth is.
Facts.
That's what changes. If you're growing. If not, you can stagnate and die with some understanding. You know what I mean? We supposed to be forever be growing and expanding in this, right? All right, so this is the Peshitta, right? You got the picture, pull it on up, my brother. Let's rock.
Check this out. So look, if y'all see this come out of the Peshitta. This is the same text, Jeremiah chapter 7, and we're going to start at verse 20, and we're going to read down to 22 again. Now check this out. Let me pull up, let me blow it up for y'all. Let me blow it up.
Let's see what's up.
Now here go the blown up version. Let's start at 21 again.
Jeremiah 7:21 out the Peshitta Bible. Thus saith the Most High of Hosts, the God of Israel, add your burnt offerings to your sacrifices, and eat meat which I did not command your fathers to eat.
Hold on, let's read that again.
Thus saith the Most High of Hosts, the God of Israel, add your burnt offerings to your sacrifices, and eat meat which I did not command your fathers to eat.
So we see in the King James Version Bible, they literally whacked off half the verse. Y'all think I'm lying? Let's go back and see. Let's go back. Let's go back. Let's go back. Check this out. Now we back in Jeremiah. We back in chapter 7. We back at verse 21. What that say, Malachi Mack?
Jeremiah 7:21. Thus saith the Most High of Hosts, the God of Israel, put your burnt offerings into your sacrifices.
Hold on, let me get it off the screen real quick. Hold on, give me 1 second, y'all. Let me pull this off the screen real fast. All right. Now let's go back to it.
Y'all, that's fine. We understand people gonna be in disagreement, you know what I mean? But look, I mean, if you ever get the spinal fortitude of a warrior and you want to shoot it out about this live or off camera, it's all good. You know what I mean? But regardless if you agree with it or not, you understand the prophets have a problem with what you perceive as the sacrificial and dietary law that's allowed through flesh eating.
Facts.
They got a problem with it. Regardless if we brought it out or not, it's still there. Jeremiah 7:21, thus saith Yahweh Tzebaoth, the power of Israel, put your burnt offerings into your sacrifices and eat what? Flesh.
Now notice, if you go back to the Peshitta, which was written before the King James Version Bible, they took out half the verse. Because when we go back to it, it says, for I did not command your fathers to eat meat. So why is it not in your King James Version Bible? It's showing you that there's a plot and an agenda by whoever wrote and scribed this to push a certain plot and agenda to the people. Now, is it for monetary gain? Who knows? We're going to get to that. Is it for spiritual gains? Who knows? We're going to get to it. But we cannot deny what we're seeing right now. Now, let's go back to it again.
Let's go back
there one more time real quick.
Jeremiah 7:21, thus saith Yahweh Tzebaoth, the El of Israel, put your burnt offerings into your sacrifices and eat flesh.
All right, let's get back to it. Let's get back to it.
Let's go back to the Peshitta, which is an older version of the Bible, older version than the King James Bible. You know what I mean?
Now what's that say?
Jeremiah 7:21 in the Peshitta. Thus says the Lord of Hosts, the God of Israel, add your burnt offerings to your sacrifices and eat meat which I did not command your fathers to eat.
There it is right there. There it is right. Look, don't get mad at me and Mally. Look, get mad at the scriptures, because we did not make this up, nor did we live them hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years ago to even put that there. Yeah. That's been there.
That's right, verse 22. Neither did I command them concerning either burnt offerings or sacrifices in the day when I brought them out of the land of Egypt.
Would you do a favor? They want to know how to spell that, so would you hold the book up again so they can get it? Here go the book, y'all. Hold on, you got to bring it back a little bit because it ain't gonna focus. There you go, Peshitta, P-E-S-H-I-T-T-A. It's the Aramaic Bible that was written before the King James Version Bible, the Holy Bible,
from the ancient Eastern texts.
Y'all see that? Look that up. We not making none of this stuff up, family.
So that means we got a conflict, we got a problem, you know what I mean? And again, you know what I mean? What are you mad for if we challenging you to be better, live better? You know what I mean? Live righteous, live more in power. You know what I mean? Guard your health. Put the liquor down, put the weed down, put the flesh down. You know what I mean? And get back to what the Most High ordained and prescribed in Genesis 1:29. Y'all, look, what it was in the beginning is going to be in the end. Go to the end of Revelations.
We finna get to it.
Same meal plan, same food you supposed to be eating. You know what I mean? I thought we all striving for paradise. You know what I mean? I thought we all striving for eternal life and striving to live as God in the flesh. You know what I mean?
Look, this is the book of Genesis chapter 1. Read verse 29 and 30 for me, Maccabee.
The book of Genesis chapter 1 verse 29. And the Most High said, behold, I have given you every herb bearing seed which is upon the face of all the earth, and every tree in the which is the fruit of a tree yielding seed.
All right, so if you got, now look, let's get into a different diet. You have frugivores, you have omnivores, you have carnivores, you have herbivores. Now notice, anything a part of the plant that produces the seeds is going to be called the fruit side of it. So it says, and God said, behold, I have given every herb bearing seed. So the herb that bear the seeds, that's a fruit, which is upon the face of the earth. And every tree in which is fruit on a tree yielding seed, which will be another fruit. It says, to you shall be for meat. So we have to get out of our mindset that meat is actually flesh. Flesh and meat is totally different. Flesh and meat is totally different. You look up this word meat, it says food.
Yeah.
So if you actually get into nature and you look at the plants and you look at what they're producing, that was your meat. That was your meat.
Absolutely.
Now let's keep reading, because this diet was not only prescribed to humans, or so-called human beings, or Adam and Hawa, who we call Adam and Eve. It also was prescribed to the animals. Let's read it.
And to every beast of the earth, and to every fowl of the earth, and to everything that creepeth upon the earth, wherein there is life, I have given every green herb for meat.
For what?
Meat.
So everybody be like, well, where's the precept at, Op? You know, y'all like the precept, right? So we gonna pull a lot of them. Look, we just gonna go over into the next chapter real quick. Let's go over into the next chapter real fast, and then we're gonna keep going. All right, we're gonna go to Genesis chapter 2.
Yeah, let's bring the precepts on out. It's
Genesis chapter 2.
Again, the truth is solid to bear witness of itself. And again, look, if we just was talking health and all that, everybody on here say, yeah, you're right, it ain't no good for me. I ain't getting no health benefits out of it. You know what I mean? It's actually killing me. The strong drink killing me. Me smoking is killing me. You know what I mean? And then here we come telling you, look, put it all down, stop it. And then you get mad. Why is it? You know what I mean? Because there's an unclean, savory lust. You understand? It's an unclean, savory lust that you've been dealing with. A lot of us been in agreement with these so-called unclean spirits so long, you think it's normal. It's not normal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not normal. It's just what it is. Genesis 2, where we at?
And that's facts, Bill. And I'm going on record to say it. Yes, the King James Version Bible is a corrupted book. It's corruption through all out. And all you got to do is slow down and read through this. And if you can't see this, you're full of pride. You're full of pride, and you need to let that ego